Katt Williams said all lies will be exposed in 2024, and child, even in 2025, every single one of these nasty A-list celebrities' dark secrets is still coming to light, and it ain't stopping.
All lies will be exposed, that's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
And trust, the internet is growing loud about what really happened to Bryshere Gray at the hands of these monsters. Now, it was Jaguar Wright who was the one to talk about him. According to Jaguar, Diddy and Will Smith were the ones that ruined Empire star Bryshere Gray's life. And looks like this young man is finally coming out to seek help, starting off with allegedly filing an explosive $50 million lawsuit against Diddy and Will.
Mr. Gray, man, if he needs prayer, I don't even know what's going on.
They trying to him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and they fucking and she let Charlie tune that boy up on coke, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son?
Now, for the shocking part. Jaguar Wright wasn't only pointing fingers at Will Smith and Diddy for destroying Bryshere's life and career. According to her, Bryshere's money-hungry mother, Andrea Mayberry, was also deeply involved in the scheme. She knew all the nasty things they were doing to her then 17-year-old boy. She knew he was being forced to bend over in exchange for some time in the spotlight. However, she turned a blind eye to it because of the checks that were coming in.
And when I say Andy, I'm talking about Bryshere's mom. I'ma kick you in your pussy and then I'ma go to work North Philly style, bitch. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it.
Bryshere's manager at the time, Charlie Mack, also knew about this. He collaborated with Andrea to set up Bryshere for Diddy. This goes all the way back to 2013 when Bryshere was handed over to Diddy for mentorship in his music career. At the time, Diddy already had a subtle court case going on, which we all know now to be true, having relations with underage boys. Now, for y'all that don't know the extent of how Bryshere's encounter with Diddy ruined his life, then you probably haven't been keeping up with the Empire star in recent times. Here's a quick update. Since Empire ended in 2020, Bryshere Gray hasn't worked on a single acting or music project. Instead, he's been deeply involved in a string of personal and legal woes. In one instance, his landlord at his rented apartment in Philly sued him for over $26,000 in damages after he moved out. Empire star Bryshere Gray sued by landlords for $26K in dog damage. On May 20th, 2020, the actor who played Hakeem Lyons on Empire is accused of leaving his dog inside the home for long periods of time, who then defecated all over the place. Then, in July of 2020, his ex-wife Candace Jimdar had him arrested for DV. Candace ran into the streets to get help from random passerbys, claiming Bryshere strangled her until she lost consciousness. Police arrested Bryshere and he spent 10 days in jail and was sentenced to 3 years probation. Empire actor Bryshere Gray arrested after wife alleges domestic violence. The caller said an adult female allegedly told him that she had been assaulted by her husband at their home. She named Gray as the suspect. Since his arrest, Bryshere has dabbled into music, which hasn't gotten any attention, so he's now bending over for men again to get some money. He has been active on X, where he often posts content for his OnlyFans page. Said content includes numerous not safe for work NSFW previews of him engaging in intimate acts with himself or with other men and women. What a fall from grace. Terrence Howard, who co-starred with Bryshere on Empire, came forward with how Diddy played a major role in ruining the lives of young stars.
When you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Terrence also mentioned how Diddy tried to do the same with him. Diddy had invited him over to his house under the guise of hiring him as his acting manager, only to find out that the man wanted to bust his pipe. Now, Terrence made it clear to Diddy that he didn't get down like that, so that's why he allegedly moved on to Bryshere, a young, impressionable, and easier to convince 17-year-old boy.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication.
Now, word on the streets is, Diddy wasn't the only one who clapped Bryshere's cheeks and did him dirty. Will Smith was also allegedly involved. Again, all alleged info based on what people like Jagger Wright have been saying. It's alleged that Will Smith handed Bryshere over to Diddy because the young star wanted to do more than acting. He wanted to be a rapper too, and somehow Diddy was the best guy who could mentor him. Little did we know that Smith and Diddy were both on the DL and had been getting freaky in the same mentorship. Will Smith's preference is something that has been debated for a really, really long time now. I mean, way back in 2016, the late and lovely Alexis Arquette, in a now-deleted Facebook rant, called Smith's first marriage to Cherie Zampino a sham, claiming that it ended because Zampino caught Smith in bed with a man named Benny Medina. The post read, when Jada comes out as gay and her bearded husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them. Jagger Wright also said something about Bryshere and Meek Mill running out of Will's home screaming for help because he tried to get them to go down on all fours.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
No one would expect that Will at the time would come out and label these claims to be untrue, but instead of doing that, he was busy filing a lawsuit against his former assistant who claimed he caught him in bed with Dwayne Martin. With all of that going on, it's no wonder Jaden wanted to move out of their home and gain his independence when he was just 15 years old. And now, several media outlets have reported that Bryshere is gearing up to file a $50 million lawsuit. According to reports, Bryshere believes he was used and discarded by people in power, and now his only form of income is his body. And he wants justice for all the damage that was caused to both his emotional and professional life. News of it has been going on for over a year now, but it seems the time for action is right around the corner, and the people are all for it. One person said, "Mentorship has become dangerous in Hollywood. What a sad story. Prayers for Bryshere Gray. What is done in the dark will be revealed in the light." Amen to that. Here's what another person had to say. Bryshere Gray, Justin Bieber, Jaden Smith, and Orlando Brown were angry and acting out after meeting with Diddy. They publicly went through mental breakdowns and the world looked the other way. Lord, save these hurt men, restore them and heal their pain. Bryshere really going through it right now. Another resounding amen to that. Now, there you have it, folks. Jaguarites have been spilling the tea here and there about these A-listers and their dirty secrets for years. And there ain't one person yet who has tried to shut her up. So sis just might be speaking the truth. What are your thoughts on that and this whole Hollywood mess? Let us know in the comments. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this.